Hey folks, it's Monday. Time for another Monday stream. Switching things up a little bit, moving to Monday nights. We're going to give it a try for a little while. I'd like to welcome you all. We're just going to be chilling a little bit tonight. We're going to be doing a little bit of art stuff. I don't know if we'll do like a full illustration or anything like that, but we're going to be talking about a little bit of art stuff, some artist models. And then we'll probably finish off the stream with a little bit of just casual gaming and stuff like that. But yeah, so we're gonna get into talking about a little bit about some art stuff. I hope your weekend's going well. We are here on July 3rd, the day before Independence Day. I hope you all are having a great Independence Day. Or Independence Day vacation. I know for us, we got a couple days off for Independence Day from my work, which was great because it added on to an already 3-day weekend. So I had a 5-day weekend, so I got a lot of sleep this weekend, which was fantastic. Loved being able to sleep in. Just got one more day, got tomorrow, and then it's back to the grind. But that's okay, because I got some restful days in. And I got some really cool stuff over the last couple days, which was really cool. I changed up a few things on my configuration on my desk here. So I had my main monitor sitting on the corner of my desk, but I was able to change that up. I got a stand, so now it's elevated and above, which makes more room for my art monitor. And puts everything pretty much right here in front so that I'm not like looking off to the side like this as I'm trying to draw or trying to game or whatever. I can actually look right at the camera now, which is kind of cool. So yeah, we got that going on. So I got that this weekend, which was good. I finally got some G Fuel back in, which was fantastic. My Spider-Man Into the Spider-Verse, Spider-Man 2099 shaker from G Fuel came in, and my G Fuel, what is the flavor? Fruit punch, sour fruit punch. Oh my God, it's amazing. Yeah. So, like, it actually tastes like fruit punch. It doesn't taste like really bad fruit punch. It tastes like great fruit punch. As a matter of fact, and this is going to date me a little bit, as if the gray beard didn't date me already. Do any of you remember Hawaiian Punch? I don't know if it's still around. I think maybe you can get the powder mix in the stores. You used to be able to get it in a can. When I was a kid, you could get it in a can. But it tastes like Hawaiian Punch. Just like Hawaiian Punch. It's fantastic. It's great. I love it. So that makes 2 flavors I've found so far that I love. If there's anything out there you think I should try, let me know if you guys are fans of G Fuel. If you're not fans of G Fuel, try it. I think you'll like it. I do. And I don't like energy stuff. I hate energy stuff. Most energy drinks and stuff I can't stand. But this stuff has been fantastic so far. The rainbow sherbet is a favorite. I think this one is my new favorite, though. The fruit punch, it's kind of hard to beat right now. It's good enough that I realize I'm going to have to watch myself with it because I'm going to want to drink it just for the flavor. And I got to remember not to do more than 2 a day. So yeah, so I'd probably have to watch that a little bit. But it's fantastic. So try it. Give it a go. G Fuel, official sponsor of Regiment. Speaking of Regiment, some information came out this weekend. Regiment is now officially sponsored by the American Legion. So give it up for the American Legion. Thank you guys. We appreciate the sponsorship. So if you don't know Regiment, check them out. Love my Regiment people. Had a lot of fun. Went this last week to a place called EVA. It is a virtual reality game arena. So think laser tag, but with VR goggles. Only way better. Like way, way better. So it kind of reminded me of the old Photon days in some ways. Only way, way better than Photon. Photon used to have to carry around this 25-pound battery pack around your waist. And this helmet that was like out to here. big old visors, a huge helmet that held all the sensors for the infrared laser tag pistol, and 25 pounds of battery to run the pistol. It was insane. And you're running around a maze with 25 pounds strapped to your waist and this huge, massive, heavy helmet on your head, weighing your head. So, like, if you move too quick, you might throw your center of gravity off and end up tumbling down. It was funny. It happened on more than one occasion.
I believe you.
So, but this is super lightweight. No huge battery pack. It's just the rifle and the VR headset. And I wore the VR headset over my glasses. It fit. The diopter was still a little off, so like I could see things that were close up in the VR goggles, but things that were at a distance got blurred out. So no sniping for me. But it was a lot of fun, and it was a really good workout. And the arena is huge, comparatively speaking. It's huge. So I definitely recommend trying it out. EVA here in the DFW area is in Flower Mound. But definitely recommend checking them out. It's a lot of fun. And it's not that expensive. It really isn't. And they do season passes. And they track your stats. And they've got a league. It's fun. It's like Halo in real life. You know? So try it. It's fun. All right. Moving on to the other stuff. The other cool stuff that I got this weekend. Okay, so for my artwork, for doing figure drawing and stuff like that, I've used different kinds of models and maquettes over the years. I started with like the wooden ones that have like really no detail. They've got the joints, the basic shapes. The shapes, the wooden ones are kind of You know, they work, but they're not really emotive. You know, you can only get so far. You kind of have to exaggerate from them. But then last year before last, I actually got these things called bodycoon, which are these guys right here. Super articulated. I mean, even the feet, even the toes. I don't know if you can see that, but the toes are articulated. So, super articulated, detailed, really nice because you can cast shadows on them and just really good for drawing. Again, not as articulated as you know would really like. My biggest problem with these is that they're so small. They're like a G.I. Joe figure size, maybe just a little bit bigger than a G.I. Joe. Like the old day G.I. Joes. Like, actually, it's about twice the size of a G.I. Joe, so that's actually not true. I mean, but I think it uses the old rubber band system that the G.I. Joes used. But articulated neck, at least mildly articulated shoulders. And then I got the female version. So, but this one falls apart, like her shoulder fell out. Like I don't know where her shoulder piece went. Like you can see this piece right there, but it's missing from this side. And it just, you know, these things pop out like that. And then they're not like the most, like durable, but they work. They're good. And they come with multiple hands. You can take the hands off and pop, like you can pop the hands out, and they come with different hands, and so that you can have different kinds of, like, see this, like she's got her karate chop hand right there. Huh?
Is that the newest one?
No.
That's the old one?
No, this is the old one. This is the one I got. Then I wanted one that had more like super heroic proportions. So I got this guy, right? Much beefier, more muscle definition. Huge neck, right? Still very articulated. This one doesn't look like he's wearing shoes. He's got like actual toes. So, and again, comes with different hands. So the flesh toned body coons came with also like pistol, sword, telephone, iPad, all these different things, so you could draw those. But then a couple months ago, I saw this thing called a Sticky Bones. I saw an ad for it on Facebook called Sticky Bones. And Sticky Bones is actually more of an animator's armature. Less of an artist's model, but more of an animator's armature. But can definitely be used as an artist's model. I mean, absolutely. And it looked like it had way more articulation. Has magnetic, so you can stick it to a magnetic base, pose it. Looked like it was way more posable than the body coon. But this was the thing. This was what got me. Bigger is definitely better for me right now with my aging eyesight and stuff like that. Bigger is better. And that just got here today, and that's what this is. This is my Sticky Bones. Let's see if we can. So super excited to get this today. Super excited to put this together. Now, you have to assemble it. It's not already put together. So there's assembly required. But if you're into animation or if you're into illustration, this is definitely something you're going to want to check out. So, and a little touch on my invoice. I don't know if you can see this. I got a personalized note. How many businesses you see do that nowadays? Happy 4th of July. They even give me a smiley face. Wait, which way? Smiley face. And a heart. Smiley face and a heart. And colors. You don't see many people doing that these days. Not many businesses, anyways. Sticky Bones. Put that up there. You can find them on Facebook. You can find them on Instagram. Questions at hello@stickybones.com. I will put links on my Kick page. I'll put the links on my Kick page. So if you're interested in finding them after this, yeah, you can try it out. They got different colors. So there's even hand kits. And the next thing I need to get is this thing right here, which is it's like a base for if you want them to fly and stuff like that. So that's cool. And they're on sale this weekend. They're like 60% off. So if you want to get one, now's the time. Because these suckers aren't cheap. Let's see. Instructions for putting them together. Look at all of those joints. Look at that.
If only we could replace our joints.
Yeah, no doubt. Wish I could replace my joints as easily. So, yeah. Oh, and you can get, like, if you lose the fingers and stuff like that, you can get more fingers and stuff like that. You can order it from them. So, check them out, please. Absolutely. I am very excited to get to play with this thing today. Or tonight, or later today. Look at this. Look how big this is. Like, here's the metal plate for the magnets. Oh, I got a sticker. They sent me a sticker. Exciting. I'm gonna put that on my shaker cup. Not my Spider-Man shaker cup. It's not going on the Spider-Man. I've got a different shaker cup. I'll put that one on. I might put it on my I Got Puppies igloo. He doesn't actually, like, it's not like he didn't sell it. It's not an official I Got Puppies igloo. It's an igloo that I put a bunch of I Got Puppies stickers on. But I may put this one on it too. So, metal base. Look at these parts. This is huge. Let's pull this out. Look at it. That's the chest. Look at the head. I don't know if you can see. Here, let me pull this out so you. This may be really hard because it's white, so it's uber reflective. But this is the head. Do you see what I mean?
Yeah, it's as big as your.
Bigger is better.
As big as your pointer finger.
Yeah. So I'm not gonna put that. I'm not gonna put it together right now. As much as I want to. I don't think that would be very interesting for you all, unless you guys want me to. If you want me to, say something and I'll do it. But yeah, like this is cool. This is very cool. I'm super excited to put this thing together and try it. Look at these. I don't know what that is. And there's videos online if you want to see. There's like assembly videos. And there's guys making movies with these things. There's guys making animated movies with these things. It's kind of cool. Like you can see some of them at their website. Look at that bag of fingers. I have a bag of phalanges. Phalanges! One of the cool things too is the structure of the leg. Part of what gives it its ability to articulate as well as it does is the lower calf fitting into the upper leg, allowing it a greater range of motion. I learned that from one of the videos. I watched a bunch of videos before I bought this thing. And I've been saving up for it because I didn't think I was going to get one on sale. I didn't know they were going to go on sale. Just been sitting waiting. Like, oh, well, yeah. Hope they go on sale soon. Hope they go on sale soon. They went on sale. I got one. It's awesome. Okay. Enough geeking out about that. So we're going to try this out. I'm going to shift things around here a little bit. Hang on just a second here. So, I need to shift my screens and stuff around a little bit, so give me just a second. So it used to be like I could move from screen to screen with no problems. Like I could just move straight up, go to my upper screen, no problem. But now, like, it stops before it gets to the upper screen. And I have to stop, let the mouse go, come back, pick up the tip of it. And then, wow. Didn't realize how different the color was until I elevated the screen. That's crazy. We'll have to play with the color profiles later. But anyways, so yeah, so I figure what we'll maybe do is I'm going to switch over to the art screen. And you can see my nice little squirrels. And we'll do some quick illustration. We'll just do some simple drawing, just some light stuff. We're not really no real purpose behind it, per se. I'm going to change the size on that so I have a square. So I'm using Clip Studio Paint. I use this primarily for sketching, for sequential art. A lot of my concept drawing and stuff I'll do in this. If it's a piece that requires vector graphics, I don't generally use Clip Studio for that, because even though you can do vector in Clip Studio, at a certain point it begins to pixelate. So it's not, it kind of is and it isn't vector. Like at a certain point it stops being vector. So, you know. So if I need to do vector art, I will take it back over into like Affinity Designer and do it there. And I can kind of give you an example of that. Like I have a piece that I'm working on. So this week I was doing my daily reading in scripture, and I did for the first time, I don't know, I've probably read this. I've read through oh wow, I'm totally blanking on the chapter's name. Chronicles. I've read through Chronicles probably, like all the way through Chronicles, probably 6 times. At least. If not more. But in my reading of Chronicles, for some reason, I've like, because I don't like read it all the way through in one sitting. I usually take it a chapter at a time. And for whatever reason, I never read the chapter on Ahaz and the chapter on Hezekiah on the same days. Like on the same day. Like at the same time. I never read those 2 chapters together. So, for whatever reason, never realized their kingships were back to back. And it makes a really interesting kind of view of that portion of biblical history, because they are 2 diametrically opposed kings. You've got Ahaz, who's wicked and cruel and debauched and like sacrifices his children for his own power and glory. And then you have Hezekiah, who's humble and faithful and is more concerned with being in right standing with God and stewarding the kingdom and the people correctly than he is with his own glory. A very interesting dichotomy of those 2, and to read them together was very interesting. So it kind of inspired me for a piece. Let me see if I've got it on here. Do I have it on here? Oh, maybe I did it. Maybe I didn't do it. You know what? I don't think I ever brought it over yet. I think I was... Nope. There it is. Okay, so this was the piece. And let's see if I can get all... Like, you can't... Let me turn off the background here. Because you can't see... Like, here we have Hezekiah. Just a simplistic illustration of Hezekiah throwing his child into the fire. And then on the other side is Ahaz. And then on the other side is Hezekiah in worship. And so you would have them, like, their positioning is in opposition. Their actions are in opposition. And then the background color is in opposition. And so all of these things would come together then to kind of create the image of 2 very different kingships. Anyways, that's the idea with the piece. And that's what I started working on this week. Maybe I should... No, I'm not gonna continue with this one right now, because I'm actually may redraw this one. Because I'm playing with the idea of, should I stick simple like this sort of simple... what's the word I'm looking for? Man, of blanking on terminology right now, but I just sort of a simplistic design and stay with simple color, simple design, simple actions, to convey the idea. And there's part of me that really likes the simple, but then there's the part of me that goes, no, add more detail. I don't think it needs more detail, but I'm not completely happy with the look of the two, so I may give it another try at designing how they're gonna look. Like in my head, I saw something a little more ornate, not more complex, but more ornate. I don't know if that makes sense or not. Sort of more embedded design within like their clothing. I don't know if you can actually see it, but the texture of Ahaz's outfit, and actually of Ahaz altogether. Actually, I should take it off of his flesh because it didn't mean for it to be there. I only meant for it to be on his clothing. But this is actually the very first curse from the curse of Mount Ebal. And it is the curse that afflicts the one who has any god other than Yahweh. So, and it fills the design of his. And then the opposite would be on Hezekiah's. It would be the first blessing of Mount. Is it Mount Habor? I think it's Mount Habor. But anyways, so that was the idea behind the design. But I'm not like I kind of like Hezekiah, but then I kind of don't, and I'm not exactly sure what it is I don't like yet. I think it's in some ways too simplistic, but I don't know. So I'm thinking about going over it again. But anyways, that was this week's stuff. So I just wanted to show you, but it was supposed to be, I meant to show you because this is going to be like, that was the other thing I was going to do with this was I was going to take the original concept sketch, take it over to Affinity and start doing it in Vector and Affinity because I don't like the way Clip Studio does Vector. It's great for line work, but not much else. And so I don't really care for it. And I like the effect Affinity gives, Affinity Designer. I'm not crazy about Affinity Designer's UI, or it's kind of a big leap if you came from the Photoshop Illustrator world. It's not intuitive the way Illustrator and Photoshop are. So it's like you have to relearn how to do things. But it's good. It's powerful. It's just as powerful as Illustrator. You just have to relearn how to do things. So I like it. I mean, I love the fact that it can do what it can do, and I love the fact that it's less expensive than Illustrator. Way less expensive than Illustrator. And you don't have to do a subscription, because Lord knows I don't need any more subscriptions. Which is why I may end up not using Clip Studio in a year or two, because they're moving to a subscription model too, and may have to give them up. May have to start learning to draw in Affinity Photo or Affinity Designer and port all my brushes and stuff over, get versions for Affinity, and stop using Clip Studio Paint. I'd hate that. I've been using Clip Studio Paint since it was Manga Studio. Since the very first version of it. I had the very first version of it. So, I mean, I've been using it for 20 years. But I may have to stop if they go to the subscription model. Either that or I'll have to cancel Disney Plus. I'm not sure I'm ready to do that just yet. Although I'm close. Yeah. So yeah, there's a lot of people getting ready to Disney Plus. My only reason I would hang on to it right now is because I want to see what Jon Favreau and Dave Filoni do with Star Wars. After this weekend, after the disaster that was Indiana Jones and the Dial of Destiny, no, I haven't seen it. No, I'm not going to go see it. I'm not going to spend money on it because Steven Spielberg's insulted the fans. Kathleen Kennedy has insulted the fans. Phoebe Waller-Bridge has insulted the fans. The only person that didn't insult the fans was Harrison Ford. I think he's the only one that actually realizes that the fans pay his paycheck. I don't think Steven Spielberg's realized it yet that the fans pay his paycheck too. And have for the past 40 years.
I just think they don't care at this point.
Yeah, they've got their money. They don't care. George still cares. George Lucas still cares. He still cares about the story. This was the thing that got me. Oh my God, this kills me. Kathleen Kennedy said in an interview that it's time to do away with storytelling in favor of a political agenda. Maybe not in that exact phrasing, but that's the essence of what she said. That's the summary of what she said. They want to sacrifice storytelling for political agenda. They want to push political agenda, and if it's a bad story, it's a bad story. It doesn't matter. As long as their political message gets out, that's all they care about. And Steven Spielberg went along with it and supported it. Steven Spielberg! The guy that made E.T., the guy that made Jaws. Executive producer of Back to the Future. Said that the fans wouldn't understand a time travel movie. We grew up with 3 of them from him. I think we understand, Stephen. I think we get the whole concept of time travel. I think we're smart enough to figure that out. Yeah. But, yeah, you know. So, yeah, I'm not spending my money on Dial of Destiny. As far as I'm concerned, Indiana Jones saga ended with Last Crusade. Or maybe ended with the wedding at the end of Crystal Skull. Everything else in Crystal Skull is crap, but the ending of Crystal Skull, I can live with. Because it puts Indy and Marion back together again. So I'm okay with that. I'm okay with that. I'm not okay with telling me I can't understand a time travel movie. I'm not okay with telling me that I'm a bigot because I don't want to see a crap story that isn't really a story, but is a political agenda wrapped in the guise of a story with a character I grew up loving. I don't want to pay to see that. I want to pay to see a good story. A story written by a writer. Okay, I'm calm. I'm calm. You know writers, right? Those people that are on strike in Hollywood because you don't want to pay them. Yeah. So, yeah, there's that. Anyways, where was I? Oh, yes, drawing. Art. Something calming. We're going to be calm. Hang on, I'm going to get a moment of calm here. I'm going to look at my sticky bones. Regain my calm.
Sorry. Excuse me.
Sorry. Okay. All right. So here we are. We've got Clip Studio open. Let me maximize Clip Studio here. I don't really know what I want to draw. I think I've got some ideas. So I have an idea for a character. Wait, what color am I on? Oh, no wonder. Transformer inspired. So, but I'm kind of struggling a little bit with the design of him. Because I feel like I don't really know. I've avoided drawing machines my whole life because I'm sorry, but drawing machines bores the crud out of me. It does. I like drawing organic structures. I don't necessarily like drawing inorganic structures. That's why backgrounds annoy me. Too many straight lines, not enough curves. So, anyways, but to do this character, I would have to do, and do regularly, drawing a mechanical item. And you know what? That would be good for me. It would challenge me, put me out of my comfort zone. Which is probably where I need to be anyways with my artwork right now. Out of my comfort zone. So yeah, so like I said, vaguely Transformer-esque. Essentially a satellite that transforms. But I'm not married to the idea yet. So I don't know that that's necessarily the way I would go. But I am thinking about it. And this would be somewhat... Oh, wait a minute. I wonder if maybe that's the key right there. So the idea would be, you know, he'd be like this kind of round, almost Sputnik-like satellite, and then he would transform into essentially a robot. But I don't know. I'm not quite sure how all the pieces would move and transform and go, and so because of that, I'm not real sure. Why is that? That should have changed. Oh, hang on. Sorry. I'm noticing something that should have changed and didn't change and needs to change. And now I got to figure out how to change, and I'm not even sure I can change. In the middle. One of these days I will learn to spell. It's true. I will. Okay. Sorry, needed to change that. Didn't want people coming in thinking we were doing Five Nights at Freddy's tonight. If you came here for that, I apologize. I did Five Nights at Freddy like 3 or 4 nights ago, back on Friday night. I was not impressed. It's just not my thing. The whole genre. I'm not a horror fan to begin with. I mean, I used to love horror movies and stuff like that, but I just can't do it anymore. I can't do them anymore. It's just things now. Like I'm okay with violence in like an adventure movie setting, and I think it's because it's violence set to a purpose, a violence that's meant for a greater good. You know, like a war film, like a World War II film, you know, where the violence is you're fighting against Nazis and fascism and world domination and stuff like that. So that's the context of I can handle violence in that context. You know, a superhero movie, it's good guys fighting bad guys trying to save people. So the violence is within that context of a greater good. But horror movies are violence for the sake of violence. It is hurting people for the sake of hurting people. And that I cannot stomach any longer. Used to love it. Friday the 13th movies were, I mean, I knew them all. And then the Nightmare on Elm Street, loved the Nightmare on Elm Street films for the longest time. But I can't do it anymore. I just can't watch that level of cruelty anymore. Just not my bag anymore. And I mean, I know what changed. I do know what changed for me. And I became a Christian, and when that happened, things that used to be good for me were no longer good for me. And that changed the way I felt about things, and horror movies was one of those things. And I'm okay with that. I am okay with that. It did take me a while, though, to figure out why I was okay with action films, but not okay with horror films. It took some deep thinking to figure that one out. Maybe some of you would have figured it out sooner, but I didn't. And it was a bit of a, wow, well, why the heck would this be okay and that not? You know. But I just told you why I think what I think the difference is. So this is a real basic sketch of what I was thinking of. Like real basic. I'm not good with machines. Which I used to love Transformers comics too. Especially when Andrew Wildman got on there. Oh my gosh, the way he drew Transformers was amazing. And then there was another artist, and I cannot remember his name. And I should, because he was just at one of the, I think he was at the convention in San Antonio. I don't think he was at the Dallas Fan Expo, but I do think he was at the one in San Antonio. But and he drew right around the same time as that Andrew Wildman was on the series too. I think are relatively close by. I don't know if he came before him or after him, but was fantastic at drawing them. So and it was right before the series ended too, and the Marvel version of Transformers, and it was really, really good. Really, really good artwork. But yeah. So, yeah, I'm not crazy about it. I just have a really hard time. I'll put another layer in here. Ooh. I'll try this. Maybe this will help spark some different creativity. You know, change things up. Feeling dry, change things up. Boy, this weekend was I feeling dry. Right up until Sunday morning. Put worship service on. Got my worship on. Got my groove back. So yeah, that was the other thing that happened this week. I think I've already blocked that out of my mind.
Yeah.
So, yeah, this was another.
Bittersweet.
Yeah, it was a bittersweet weekend because we had to put down another one of the dogs this weekend. So that sucked.
But
she was a very old dog.
16, right?
Well, we don't know her full age because
Right.
I think she was a rescue before your mom ever got her. She was a rescue.
Yeah, and then when my mom got her, for
Then
sure.
when your mom got her, she was being rescued again.
Yeah.
And then, so she's lived with us for the last 5 years.
Yeah.
And she had lived with your mom for 4 years before that,
Longer,
at least.
I think longer than that.
A long while. This dog was probably 16 years old.
Yeah.
Probably.
14 to 16.
Yeah, somewhere between 14 and 16.
Yeah.
And a little, was she Pomeranian?
Yeah.
Yeah, a little Pomeranian, cute as a button. Little princess.
She didn't look old. She didn't act
She didn't look old. Yeah, she never looked old. She never acted old. She still acted very much like a puppy in many ways, but very much a princess.
Oh my god.
Very much a princess. Wanted everything her way. Wanted to be on her little pillow. Never, and would tell you, like, had no problem holding back her opinion.
Yeah.
So, very opinionated, but a sweetheart, just a sweetheart. But yeah, we had to put her down this weekend. So unfortunately, she had a tumor that metastasized in her brain, and so there was just nothing. There was just nothing that could be done about it. So, yeah, that was the bad part of the weekend. So, but bittersweet.
But now she's sick. She's good. We don't have to worry about her.
Yeah, we don't. Yeah, she's not hurting, which is good. Not in pain. So, I got to see some friends this week, too, which was good. That was Wednesday.
Yeah.
For those of you that know me, you know that for 23 years, I have been the voice of Cliff Proton's Space Ranger for the Texas Radio Theater Company, which Texas Radio Theater sought to keep radio theater alive in the modern age. through programs, some original, some recreations of original radio programs from the golden age of radio. So they did things like The Shadow, but then we had shows like Rod Renegade or Cliff Proton, which were original scripts, original writing. And for, 20 years, it's been the same cast playing the main characters of Cliff Proton and Robot, Dr. Heterodyne and Sarah and General Coverage and Hannibal of the Peace Corps. And so, but, as all things do, we all, kind of drifted away from the radio theater, and life happens and stuff happens. And, so my friend David ended up moving back to Europe. And he was Dr. Heterodyne. And so we didn't do, after he moved away, we didn't really do, I think we tried one time to do it without David, and it just didn't have the same kind of magic. And so we haven't done it. But David came back into town this week, not to live, just to visit. He has a business, and his business does pretty freaking amazing stuff. David is one of the smartest guys I know. Absolutely one of the smartest guys I know. So he's an amazing individual. Love him dearly. And someone I've known for 20-something years now. So was very excited. We had dinner with him and Rich Froelich and Rich's wife and daughter, and we just got together. We hadn't seen each other. Like, I've seen Rich, but it's been 2 years since the last time I saw Rich. But I haven't seen David in almost 10.
We only see him on Facebook.
Yeah, we chat on Facebook and stuff. But and we did, I think during the pandemic, we did one Zoom version of Cliff Proton, I think. But it might have actually been before the pandemic, because we were just trying it out to see if we could get everybody together online to do it, as opposed to doing it all together. Because, we could all record it separately and then edit all the audio together. It's not the same.
It isn't the same.
It doesn't really preserve radio theater in its essence. Because you don't get the live Foley, you don't have the live audience, because we performed in front of a live audience, and that was a lot of fun. And it was great when we had live Foley too, because it just adds an element to it that you don't normally get, and there's a bit of always that nervousness of what if something goes wrong when you're doing live, and that just adds to it. It's a lot of fun. But it just doesn't, live doesn't draw people very well anymore. And kids today don't want to sit and listen to a show, which is really odd when you think about the popularity of podcasts, but yet the decrease of radio and of narrative radio. It almost feels like podcasting filled the niche that narrative radio used to have.
Yeah, and I think, too, kids look at it as age. It's old.
Yeah, they think of it as old and stuff like that, but it's really just, podcasting is really just narrative radio.
Right. It's just a different form.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that's really all it is. It's just narrative radio transmitted over a different medium.
Yeah. Yep.
But it's still primarily audio. You look at something like Dungeons and Daddies, and yes, there's not live Foley, but it's narrative audio. Really good narrative audio.
Yep.
You know? And there's no live audience. There will be. If you go to Austin, there's now I can't even think of the name of it. There's a festival or a convention going on in Austin. The cast of Dungeons and Daddies will be doing a live show from the convention in Austin. So if you're a fan of the show and you can get there, go see it. It'll be awesome, I'm sure. I would love to go see it. I don't know that I will, but I would love to.
This month?
Yeah, I think it's later this month. I think it's July. I think it's mid or end of July or beginning of August. But would love to go see them, but yeah, that's probably not going to happen. But you never know. Never know. So, yeah. So we're just sketching out. Just kind of chilling.
I hope our neighbors do fireworks tomorrow.
Yeah. My wife is really hoping our neighbors do fireworks tomorrow. I know, I'm an old fuddy-duddy. I really don't care about fireworks.
Well, I know. I don't really either, but...
Yes, you do. You love fireworks.
Because they did them on Friday night, and then the last 2 nights they haven't done them. And I'm just... But
Well,
we're not... We're not...
Are we under a burn ban, though?
I don't think last year we were, and nobody did fireworks at all. So I don't think we are this year because they've already done fireworks. That's why.
Well, they may have done fireworks before they decided that we have a burn ban. We've also had 100-degree temperatures for nearly 3 weeks.
True, but we also got a cold front.
But we got a cold front, but we didn't get enough rain.
A little bit of rain.
We got a little bit of rain, but not enough. You look at our front lawn. Our front lawn's turned yellow. It's definitely a fire hazard.
Well,
So.
Don't pee on my parade.
Don't pee on my parade. Oh my gosh.
I mean, I'm not, but I'm just ha funny.
I kind of like this kind of sketching. I just like it's easier on my eyes, honestly, than the
You're
white.
starting with the black.
Yeah, it's just easier on my eyes.
Yep.
So, yep, I don't like it. Kind of like it. Yeah. So, I like this sketching. I don't know necessarily that I like this particular sketch. There are things I like about it, but there are things that I'm like, no, that's not working. But I definitely think I like working. I may do this more often. Do the black background and the white pencil. I quite like it. All right. But I think we're going to put away the Clip Studio. I'm not going to save this because, again, this was just kind of light sketching. This is really more practice than anything. So I won't be saving this one. We'll be closing this one out. So if you guys are interested in Clip Studio Paint, if it's something that you guys want to try, if you haven't tried it yet, I think this weekend they are on sale as well. I want to say they were 60% off as well. So take all the money you're saving on the sticky bones and use it to get a version of Clip Studio Paint. Get them both. Try them. Just going to look at a few other drawings real quick that I did. Just kind of look them over. This one is one I've been working on. Got most of the line art down. What else have I got out there? What's this one? Oh yeah, just working on new logo designs. What's this one? No. Yeah, I remember doing this, but I don't remember what got me off on this little tirade. That's one I gotta put up though. Or export that one. One thing you'll learn about me if you stick around any time, I love a good theological discussion. I do. I like a good theological argument. I like to argue theologically with people who can defend their position. It doesn't mean I agree with their position, but I love it when they can defend it well. I don't believe you should ever shy away from what you believe, talking about the things you believe in. You should talk about the things you believe in. Otherwise, do you really believe in them? I mean, do you? If you're not willing to discuss them with others? So, do you ever have a question on a theological level or a statement or something like that? Throw it out there. You will not offend me. Just be prepared to discuss it. And be prepared, if you state a particular point of view, be prepared to defend it. Tell me why. You know, don't just throw something out there and then run off. Because that'll get you no respect. But, I'm not, you know, you ever want to talk about something, I'm not going to be offended. Throw it out there. Ain't no subject so dangerous that it couldn't be discussed. All right. Moving on. I'm going to close this one down and I am going to open up Rebel because I think I'm going to do some. Sorry. I think I want to try some landscape art using Rebel. So, for those of you who may not know, Rebel is a paint simulation program. So it simulates oils, it simulates watercolor, it does pastels, pencils, ink, spray paint, a myriad. I am using Rebel 5 Pro. They are already up to Rebel 6, and there are some improvements in Rebel, especially in terms of the way the paint flows across the canvas and how it interacts with the texture of the canvas that exist in Rebel Pro 6 that do not exist in Rebel Pro 5. I would highly, if you're interested in digital painting, I would highly recommend checking out Rebel Pro 6. Yeah, I think it's worth it. I will eventually upgrade. I don't know when. I'm still figuring out Rebel Pro 5, and they've already gone and made improvements. But if you like digital painting, even if you, or if you like traditional painting and you want to, dive into digital painting, Rebel's a good way to go, and it's not terribly expensive, and it's a pretty amazing program for what it does. Let me kind of show you here, especially in terms of watercolor. So I can use this function right here, the water, to wet my canvas. So, and you notice the more I wet the canvas, the deeper the blue gets. Okay, so that's just to let you know where your canvas is wet, and then you can come back and we'll do nice blue. I'm gonna so I've laid down just some blue watercolor, and now I'm going to increase the flow downwards with this tilt dial. So now it's essentially letting gravity act on the paint as it spreads across the canvas. And you can see towards the top now how the color is flowing away from the upper edge because it's hit that wet zone and it's pulling the paint downward. And you can see the ragged edge on the lower side of it. And it gives you some really nice effects. It's not exactly like real paint. Real paint, I think, is a little more random, but it can give you some very convincing effects. And it flows, so you can see how it's streaking down. If I change to the wet look, you can see the water flowing too. So I'm going to add some more water up here at the top. Let it flow down into the paint and carry the paint downwards. So, and I'm just going to put a couple of strokes. And just see how, just the tilt, the flow, and the water mechanics work together to move the paint. I may throw some other colors in here. Use another brush. So you can then see how the paints mix. So if you're interested in digital painting, I would highly recommend picking this up. If you can find an older version, they work just as well, but
Well, I can't really say that because I haven't tried Rebel 6 yet, and I do know that there are significant improvements in Rebel 6. So you might want to give it a try. So, but you get some interesting effects, and then you can change the tilt if you want to change the flow. Get the paints moving in a different direction. Throw some purple in here. And we'll re-wet our canvas. Now we'll go back to our brush and watch as the paint begins to move. Starts moving in different directions. Then you can also use the sponge in dry areas. And watch how that affects the paint. Sometimes it acts like an eraser, but other times it will affect the way the water flows around the dry area. So it can change the way it mixes. You can see how, like, I changed the direction and now the water is flowing. But you can get some really interesting effects with it. So, anyways, that's just kind of a show you type deal. So, the other thing you can do is you can dry the canvas really quick. You have a dry layer. Now everything's nice and dry. And then you can use your blender and pop up that blend layer. Let's go to a soft one. Bring it up. Just start blending the zones where they transition. Then let's go to the acrylics. And we'll come down here to flat bristle. And we're going to lower the loading, lower down the oiliness, keep that size. We're going to go to a light white. And then we'll go to, let's see, our gray palette. I have to go to a dark gray. Just kind of define that a little bit more, and so see, you can get some really interesting effects. If we want to clean it up a little bit, let's see, grab our eraser, round that square hard. Let's bring that size up a little bit. Just kind of clean this up. Or something like that. Oh, that's really wild. So, like, and this could be just the colors off on my monitor. I don't know. You guys maybe can tell me. This is, on my big monitor, this looks really blue up here at the top. But on my actual art monitor, it's dark purple. Like, it's a really dark purple. And this is a light blue. Yeah, so... But you can get some really interesting effects with it, so... I still want to do so. I kind of like this. I might just save this. I'll call this Rainbow Pop. So I can show you. Open up this one real quick. This was just me, like, I just let the paint flow in a direction and inspire the creation, and this was it just struck me as looking a lot like Frankenstein's monster, so that's what it became. It was just fun. It was just an exercise. It wasn't anything major. What's this one? Oh, yeah. I was trying to do like his camouflage is the watercolor. The camouflage of his uniform. And I think the red on his face is the watercolor as well, and I was using the water to push the color away to get sort of the lighter toned areas. And I think I played around with some of the texture by drying some of the areas too, to add texture to him. And same with the hands. So this is colored in watercolor through Rebel. Which I quite like this one, actually. I may need to go back to this. So, but anyways, I was gonna do landscape, but I don't think I am. I think we're gonna call it quits for the art for right now. And we're gonna reposition here a little bit, and let me see. Let's get things repositioned here. Oh, that happened. That was pretty easy right there, like that. Oh, that's the secret. I just got to move things quickly and then they'll go. Okay. Whoa. That was not what I had in mind. No. Sorry, having a few issues here. Okay, there we go. The question is, what are we gonna play? You know, I haven't done any Modern Warfare in a couple days, so we'll pop that open and see if we get a good connection. The connections have been really super bad this weekend, to the point where it just wasn't even worth trying, because we kept servers kept crashing, and you get halfway through a game and you just get kicked out, and you know, so it wasn't really worth doing. But let's try here, see if we can get it up and running. I'm going to close out Affinity. Let's see here. Okay. We got the game going. We'll start off with some quick play warm-up. see what's new in the store. Is this literally a guy with a wolf's head? It's Koenig. I'm not sure how I feel about this one. Greetings, fellow programs.
Headquarters. All Sabre. Primary objective is to secure the headquarters. Located. Lock it down.
Whoa!
HQ is online. Capture the objective. The enemy securing the headquarters. Enemy controls the HQ. We've lost the lead.
What happened to my... The weapon wouldn't fire.
Enemy inside the perimeter. Secure the HQ. On the objective. Securing now.
Loading.
We're securing the
Shoot, you bastard! Yeah, not this time, you bastard.
The HQ is down.
Trophy system activated. Don't let me come on. Changing mags. Last mag. Hey.
New HQ located. Move to the objective. Hard line.
Took a poxy shot!
That's the one I need.
Switching mags!
Check your fire. Switching mags.
Reloading!
Headquarters online. Secure the object. Securing the objective now.
Need medical aid! With you, mate. Happy running low!
Flashing
Our
coming.
UAV is orbiting the area.
Estoy jodido.
Nearby.
Oh!
Taking effective fire!
Enemies near HQ. Secure the area.
On your left.
We're losing our headquarters. We've taken the lead. We lost control of the HQ.
Good job.
Sending reinforcements.
X-ray spotted. Dusted him.
Next HQ confirmed. Push to that location.
Taking effective fire.
Friendly VTOL entering this sector. HQ is active. Get it secure.
Take a seat! Get reloaded!
Friendly SAE on the way. Friendly UAV online. You've got enemies in the HQ. We're capturing the HQ. Check security. Friendly UAV on station. We're securing the headquarters.
Throwing Molotov! I'm taking fire! Necesito un médico.
Friendly airstrike in the AO. Enemy inside the perimeter. The enemy is capturing our headquarters. Headquarters is offline. Confirming new location.
Semtex out!
Next objective located. Move to secure.
Ooh, throwing sticky! Throwing a stun grenade! I'm on your 6. Trophy system out!
Friendly UAV online. Headquarters online. Secure the object. We're capturing the HQ. Set security. Our UAV is orbiting the area. You're halfway to mission
Throwing
complete.
Semtex.
Stay sharp.
Throwing flash!
How many of us are there?
Changing mags.
The enemy destroyed our headquarters. Deploying reinforcements.
Semtex out! Stun grenade out! Trophy system activated! Buscaré suministros!
Location confirmed. Push to that location.
Reloading!
Switching mags.
Loading!
Enemy UAV overhead. HQ is online. Capture the objective. Secure the objective now.
I need ammo! Changing max! Target down!
Drone
Throwing
ready.
ammo!
Got him on the run. Keep it up. Cluster mine ready.
Switching mags!
Enemies near HQ. Secure the air. Friendly UAV on station. Our headquarters is being captured.
Flash kill!
We lost the HQ. Reinforcements inbound.
Enemies close. Target down!
Objective located. Move to secure.
Loaded!
I'm running low!
Changing mag!
HQ is active. Get it
Cluster mine
secure. We're
deployed!
securing the headquarters.
Watch your fire!
You've got enemy near the HQ. Secure the perimeter. Securing the objective now.
Trophy system activated.
Enemy inside the perimeter. Secure the HQ. We're securing the headquarters. Enemies near HQ. Secure the
Counter
area.
UAV
Counter
online.
UAVs on station. How are you?
I'm reloading!
Well done.
Complete. Solid work.
Fire! Switching mags! Throwing Molotov! Enemy fire!
Good game, folks. Let's take a look here.
Point.
Changing mags!
Rather capture and hold the target area.
Module 6!
Target area located. Secure the hard point.
Reloading!
Enemy contact!
Range on this.
Enemy personnel at the hard point.
I've got your back!
Oh! Thought he was a body.
Hard point compromised. Secure the area.
You lose. Changing mag!
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Flash out! I'm shooting friendlies!
Cold-blooded online.
Helps if you remember you're
Confirming
not
next hard
automatic.
point. Stand by. Enemy personnel at the hard point.
Covering your 6.
Okay, capture the hard point.
Switching mags!
Hostile cruise missile incoming. Hostile
Low
UAV
on
in the
ammo.
sector.
Oh, nice shot from distance.
Hard point compromised. Secure the area.
Semtex out!
Locating the next hard point. Get ready. Enemies inside the perimeter. Enemy personnel at the hard point.
You celebrated to covering you.
Target area updated. Move to the hard point.
Let's go, 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 go.
Switching back!
Whoa! Stepped right over him.
Roll me one. Enemy! Throwing flash grenade! Watching your 6. Got another. Enemy in the area.
Ghost online. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area.
They tagged me!
Whoa! He covered ground quick.
Enemy
Friendly
fighter!
UAV on station. Secure the area.
Reloading!
Hostile UAV overhead. Enemy personnel at the hard point.
Molotov out!
Throwing flash! Semtex out!
Flash out!
Reloading!
Locating the next hard point. Get ready.
Semtex!
Enemies inside the perimeter. Location updated. Capture the hard point.
Got your cover.
Switching mag!
Taking effective fire.
Visual up!
Hard point compromised. Secure the area.
Throwing flash grenade. On the enemy. Throwing Molotov. Take fire.
New mag!
Friendly UAV online. Confirming next hard point. Stand by.
Reloading.
Hostile UAV active. Target area updated. Move to the hard point. Enemies inside the perimeter. Friendly care package on the way.
Flash out.
Friendly Overwatch helo in the
Grenade
area.
out.
Hardpoint relocating. Stand by. We have the lead. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the area.
New hard point, new hard point.
We've lost the lead. Enemy personnel at the hardpoint. Hardpoint relocated. Secure the target area. Our UAV is orbiting the area. We've secured the lead. Secure the area.
Fire. Got that one.
You're halfway to mission complete.
Molotov
There's
out.
a hostile Overwatch helo in the area.
Got your cover.
Hostiles launched a cruise missile.
6!
Locating the next hard point. Get ready.
Enemy contact! Enemy contact!
Enemy personnel at the hard point.
Don't worry. I got it.
Location upgraded. Capture the hard point. Enemies in
Watch your fire!
Change. Watching your 6.
friendly UAV online. Our
They
UAV
tagged
is
me.
orbiting the area.
Setting point.
Stand by.
New hard point, guys. New hard point.
Target area updated. Move to
Throwing
the hard
Molotov.
point. Friendly care package inbound. Hostile UAV overhead. Friendly gunship is orbiting the AO. Hardpoint compromised. Secure the
Yeah,
area.
the servers are gonna crash.
Grenade!
Confirming next hardpoint. Stand by.
Molotov out!
New hard point.
Hardpoint relocated. Secure the top. Hostile UAV active. Enemy has the lead.
Popcorn.
Reloading! Enemy in the area. Throwing Molotov.
Hardpoint relocating. Stand by.
New hard point. Get to the new hard point.
On your 6!
Got the back door.
Target area updated. Move to the enemies inside the perimeter.
Hostiles confirmed.
Molotov out!
Hostile UAV in the sector.
I'm fading fast. New mag. Flash.
Compromised. Secure the area.
Flash. Cover your eyes.
Enemies inside the perimeter.
Routes now.
Locating the next hard point. Get ready. Enemy personnel at the hard point.
Throwing Molotov.
Hostile UAV overhead. Location updated. Capture the hard point. Hostile
You're
SAE
shooting
in your
friendlies.
position. Hard point compromised.
Grab the sniper.
What the heck was that?
We have the lead. We've got them on the run. Keep it down. Enemy personnel at the hard point. 1 minute remaining.
Molotov out!
Enemies inside the perimeter. Hard point, stand by. We've lost the lead.
Taking effective
Hard
fire!
point relocated. Secure the target area.
Incoming!
We've secured the lead. Every personnel at the hard point. Friendly UAV on station. Hostile UAV in this sector.
Fading fast.
Hard point
Second
compromised.
portable
Secure the area. Enemies inside the perimeter.
Dead!
Throwing Molotov! Molotov, watch out!
Hardpoint relocating. Stand by. Friendly care package in the AO. Capture the hostile UAV active.
Got one!
Hostile UAV in this sector.
Defeat! Oh!
Mission failed. Return to
Good
base.
game, guys. Well done.
Excuse me.
All right, folks, that's going to be it for tonight. I want to say thank you for joining us tonight. Appreciate y'all. Hope you all have a blessed 4th of July, Independence Day. Remember why we celebrate. We will catch you later.